Welcome into Lane Community College. The Clark Penguins coming to face against the Lane Titans women's basketball on the docket. Ryan Milano joined alongside Logan Thompson, the number one team in the NWAC, facing off against a team that's 3-8 in conference. We're meeting the starting lineups, but Logan, I think on paper you might think that this might be going the way of Lane, as every game has gone the way of Lane this season. Clark is going to need a heck of a performance in order to battle with the Titans.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's even making it a little kind for the Penguins there. As last time they played Lane, it was 99-45 in favor of Lane, and I don't know if we see much different here, as the Clark Penguins they haven't rattled off a bunch of wins as of late. As well, Lane has continued to win, still has not lost this season. They have 21 wins so far this season, and no signs of slowing down.
Well, let's get into these starting lineups for the Lane Titans. Morgan Cooper alongside Kendry Mechanic. They are in the starting lineup. Maddie Birch, as well as Bella Hamill, rounded out by Sarah Ball as the forward who's going to lead the tip for Lane. Those are the Lane starters. For Clark, you have Haley Johnson and Maggie Spencer, the guard combination, alongside Chloe Wright, as well as China Finley, and Nariah Efferson rounds it out. She's going to tip at center court as well. Tip is won by Ball, and it's going to be Lane starting out quickly, driving downhill, kicking it out to the perimeter, open three-pointer, airballed, fight for the rebound is saved by Hamill. It ends up going into the hands of the Penguins. Nariah Efferson picks up the loose ball, and Efferson is running the point. Hand off up top, China Finley dancing at the top of the key with Mechanic. Pulls up for a deep three-pointer off front iron, no good. Offensive rebound for Clark to the perimeter. Trying to find a cutter and throws it away. That was Spencer trying to feed it inside. Running the floor is Sarah Ball, spinning in the post. First points of the game for Lane. And the Titans take the lead 2-0.
And we saw it the first time the Penguins have the ball, and we're seeing it again here. Lane running that signature full court press that has led them to so much success this season and the seasons prior.
Lane picking up the Penguins across the timeline. Efferson at the top of the key, picks up her dribble, swings it to the right wing. Step back, mid-range jump shot. That is good. Creating by herself was Maggie Spencer in order to knock down the first points for the Penguins. Out in front, it's Lane, and Ball was wide open. The Penguins tried to go with the full court press. Anything you can do, I can do better. And right now, Lane is doing it better, as the Titans had a wide open woman under the basket. 90 seconds elapsed, a 4-2 lead for the Titans. Out to the perimeter, Efferson, dead away, not going to go on a triple. Fight for the rebound, Ball goes to the floor and picks up the loose ball. Out in front, Lane has numbers, and the ball is lost by Mechanic. A travel, though, is going to be called against Maggie Spencer. Mechanic basically handed it to her, and Spencer got ahead of herself.
And honestly, a bit of a surprising move here for Clark to go with a full court press defense when they know that Lane, all season, when they practice against their own team, they're practicing against that full court press, so they're extremely used to it. And it's been seen so far, they've gotten a ton of players open on those transitions so far.
An incredibly deep Lane team as well, as trying to drive inside is Mechanic. Ball now on the post. Second effort. That one goes down after she collects the offensive rebound. 6-2 the score. Titans lead with 2 minutes elapsed. It's still the full court pickup. Mechanic is guarding Finley as she walks across the timeline. Finley rejects the screen, goes downhill, loses her footing, and throws it directly to the Titans. Birch out in front in the post. It's Ball, now double teamed, ripping at the basketball down low is Spencer, and a jump ball is called. Possession arrow pointed the way of the Penguins.
And Lane, a team that not only do they run a full court press, they really like to double team that ball handler, especially after they get over the halfway point, and that worked quite well there as we see it again there.
Foul at the top, the full court pressure goes against Lane in this instance. Bella Hamill got too handsy, and China Finley is the one who was hacked. It's going to be from the sideline, the inbounds for Clark. Johnson gets the inbounds at the top, swings it to Finley on the right side. She rejects the screen, now is going to use it. Top of the key, it goes to Efferson. Left side now, thinking about it is Johnson. She's not going to take it, bounces it into the post, spinning. Efferson double teamed. Ball got the ball, but also got a little arm, and free throws coming up, the first of the game for the Penguins.
And Clark able to just get it there into the paint. You know, Lane has pretty good size, but they don't have anybody, you know, massive enough to really be a huge paint stopper for them. And it leads to free throws for Clark.
First free throw is good at the stripe for Efferson. Paul Cannon, the head coach for the Penguins today. He's communicating with the backcourt members about the next play as the trip to the charity stripe is split by Efferson. Splitting the defense with a great dribble move is Mechanic, going downhill, kicks it out to a trailer. Not going to shoot is Hamill. It finds its way back to Mechanic, swung around up top. Going downhill, gonna scoop, and won't score.
Okay.
And it's tipped out of bounds. 6-3 is the score. It's going to remain with Lane. Inbound put up and connected is Hamill as she was able to put it in. 8-3 the score. Dribbling it up is Finley. Swung around the perimeter. Johnson now. Kicks it out to Efferson. Driving baseline. Dishing the extra pass down low. Not scoring. Whistle called. And it's going to be another foul against Ball. That's her second.
And Ball trying to go vertical there. May have just leaned her hands out a little bit too far. Gets called for a foul there. But she had good positioning. And she's going to sub off here as it's already her second foul to start this game. And we're only a couple minutes in.
Foul trouble early for Ball. Reese Newell now going to come in for her. Reese from Eugene. You might know her brother Jacob Newell. Plays over at Thurston. Unsuccessful on trip to the stripe are the Penguins, but now it's Lane who's picked up in the full court, able to get it away, and now it's a track meet. Cooper out in front, dished it across the lane, layup missed, extra effort. That one goes down, converting is Shepley as she checked into the game as well and gets quick offense. And it looks like there's a Titan a little bit shaken up on the floor. Couldn't quite see a number on it. Greg Shealy's going to go out and check on her, make sure that she's okay.
And that's going to be Reese Newell.
So quickly inserted Newell. Grabbing at that right leg. Trying to stretch out. Looks like her left leg now. And let's talk a little bit about this game because Clark, they came out trying to compete with Lane in terms of the intensity, in terms of the speed that Lane went with. And right now, Lane's showing why they're the number one team in the NWAC. They're better at their own game than you are. And right now, Lane is showing it 10-3 early through the first 4 minutes of play.
You know, they're obviously better at it, but, you know, and obviously they already have a 10-3 lead. But, you know, I've seen a lot of energy out of Clark. I've actually been quite impressed. They've had some really good full court press, specifically at that last drive there until there was a split right down the middle of the defense. But before that, they've been pretty solid at harassing the ball handler and everybody else, as luckily Newell is able to stand up and she's going to walk off the court.
She needs a little help from Shealy as well as the trainer here, but she is walking off of the floor with a noticeable limp. It's going to be Annie Malone who's going to check in for her. applauds in the gymnasium as she is going to walk her way over to the bench.
She's obviously in a lot of pain. Most likely, that's the end of her day today, unfortunately.
We'll see if she is going to be able to come back, but there's still a basketball game to be played. Lane's still picking up across full court. It's Cooper who's picking up Finley across the timeline. Top of the key, it finds Wright. Now on the left side, working off a screen is Finley again. Gets a switch, trying to dance, probing her way to the inside, out to the perimeter. Efferson at the top of the key, the Lane defense unpenetrable, as trying to dive with a backdoor cut. Unsuccessful as the shot clock expired. Chloe Wright was there, but that wouldn't have mattered if it was a complete pass or not. The Lane defense suffocating. Inbound finds its way in to Shepley. Now it's back to Shepley on the left side. Skip pass to the corner. Extra pass to the top of the key. One more, make it another. Wide open three-pointer, Shepley. It won't fall. The ball movement from Lane, despite the missed basket, led to a wide open look. Giving up good shots for great shots.
Played a game of hot potato there on the outside to get that open shot, but that's the product of Clark's aggressive defense.
Finley not going to swing it around. That was a contested three-point jumper that wouldn't go. Rebound taken by Lane and a foul on the floor against the Penguins. Timeout on the floor, a media timeout on the floor. And Logan, I want your thoughts on how this game has gone so far, because you can see with Lane, unselfish basketball to start, especially on that last possession.
Extremely unselfish basketball. You know, they're not playing for themselves; they're playing for the win, and that's how a basketball team should play. Obviously, they've shown a great job of that so far. Extremely unselfish, but Clark hasn't had that bad of a full court press. They've been in pretty decent positioning. I think it's just Lane's really, they have so much knowledge of a full court press. I'm sure they play against it all the time in practice. It's preached on defense. They know how to deal with it. They know how to exploit it. Even one that actually looks to be pretty good, as Clark's has so far, but with Lane just knowing exactly what to do, it's going to end up ugly for Clark if they don't make some adjustments soon.
Yeah, Lane, they're just doing a great job. And I'm not sure if ugly is the right word for it, because then that would mean a lot of games would be ugly for Lane this season, because they haven't lost yet. They're a team that rolls, and they're a team that plays incredibly well. And the last time that Lane played, it was a 18-point victory against Portland, and the last time these two teams played, it was a huge win for Lane, 99-45.
Oh, I was saying it could get ugly for Clark if they can continue to play this defense this way.
Exactly.
So we're on the same page here.
We are on the same page. Back in action. It's going to be Lane's ball from the baseline. Full court come the Penguins. The ball's inbounded, and the press quickly broken. Lane with all the numbers. Shepley a three. It won't fall. Fight for the rebound. Tipped out to the perimeter, and it's going to just bounce its way out of bounds.
Very secure ball handling for Lane, and that's key to deal with a full court press like this. And that's something that some teams just don't have the ability to deal with this. But the ball handling really tight for Lane. He's been able to get through those many double teams and, not turn over possession.
Skip pass to the corner. Thinking about it is Spencer. Gets it into the post, and a good basket for Chloe Wright as she fights through contact. The lead cut in half, and it's thrown right back to the Penguins. 4 quick points for Clark as the inbounds pass was stolen and put right up off the glass for 2 points.
And a foul on the floor against Haley Johnson of Clark. Lane will re-inbound.
So 10-7 now. Lane, it looked like they had the early advantage, but a great job defensively by Clark. Lane not putting up the scoring numbers in which they typically do. And another turnover. It's stolen away by Wright. Across the block, pump fake, and she got a flyby as Maggie Spencer crafty in the post. Another turnover into the post once more. That is Chloe Wright, and that is a Clark lead. The Penguins are on a huge 8-0 run. Three-pointer to stop it That's good from Birch.
And, well, Lane had been dealing with the full court press so well so far this game, but just had a series of turnovers there by Clark's extremely aggressive defense.
Three-pointer from Alexa Smith. It won't fall. Rebound is ripped away by him. On the right side, it's unsuccessful as the pass went to Birch, leaked out of bounds, and it's going to be a sideline inbounds for the Penguins.
And I don't want to call it quite carelessness from Lane, but there have been a number of passes that you maybe would want to see a little more heat on, or that could be thrown with a little more intention, especially on the inbounding area, and that has led to some of those turnovers.
On the right side, it's Spencer, gets it into the post on the baseline. Missed jump shot, but a second chance for the Penguins as Spencer cleans up the offensive rebound. Driving downhill is Johnson, dishes it to a cutter, baseline, and a foul as Alexa Smith was going up with it, and she got hacked.
And what Clark really wants to do on offense, it seems like, especially when they're down close, they really want to have someone drive down the middle, and they want to have a cutter on the back. And a lot of the time, that is how they want to get their easy points, especially easy layups. And so far for them, it's actually worked quite well, especially in the past few minutes here.
And a lot of free throws for Clark to start. The first one made for Alexa Smith. I believe this is the fourth trip to the charity stripe for the Penguins, and both are good. This game is back at 13 apiece. The full court press, Lane was dealing with it well early, but they have not dealt with it well as of late, and now a foul on the baseline. That's going to go against the Penguins. It's Maggie Spencer who's called for it. Back to the full court press. The inbounds pass goes up to Shepley. Or excuse me, it was actually Hamill who had the inbounds pass, and she got it ripped away from her. Double dribble as Johnson was the one who ripped it away. She ended up picking up her dribble and then bounced it again. The referee counted when she ripped it away as her initial dribble. In the backcourt, it finds Mechanic going downhill, kicks it out to the perimeter. Driving inside is Shepley, spinning, scoop shot on the baseline, it won't fall. Fight for the rebound, a lot of hands on it, and Mechanic walks away with it. Deep, triple won't fall. Wide open under the hoop is Shepley. She didn't go up with it, it got tapped out of bounds, and it's going to remain Titan ball. On the right wing, it finds its way to Hamill. Now Shepley, a triple. That's her first three-pointer of the game. She was 0 for 2. Now she was able to convert in order to knock one down. Whistle on the floor as the pass up ahead was unsuccessful. Tapped out of bounds. It's going to be Penguin ball under the basket.
And if you're Lane, you'd much rather have that pass tapped out of bounds rather than give up an easy layup to the Penguins.
Pass inbounded to the corner. Three-pointers from Smith. It was heavily contested, and it was missed badly. Rebound scooped up off the hardwood by Mechanic on the left side. Shepley going baseline. Double teamed, has to get it out and throws it into the Penguin bench. A turnover from Shepley.
It has been a surprisingly hard time so far for Lane, especially, when they've been getting double and triple teamed. It's been extremely effective for Clark, and it's when it's been able to keep them in this game so far, as it's only a 3-point game.
Dancing at the top of the key is Efferson, gets it to Smith on the perimeter. Swung around to the top of the key, and turning it over is Amani Royster as she shuffled the shoes. Alexa Smith going to check out of this game, and Madison Anderson is going to come in for her. Pass up ahead to Birch. Puts it off the glass. It won't go, but she was fouled in the process. Free throws coming up as Efferson checked her with the body as she was driving to the hoop. Birch is going to shoot 2 free throws. It's the first time that we've seen a Titan at the charity stripe. Unsuccessful on the first. The second rattles around the rim and gets the friendly bounce to go down. 17-13 the score. In the corner, driving inside is Finley, puts it off the side of the backboard, rebounded easily by Hamill. Trying to push it up, skips it to the right side and threw it well behind Birch. A poor pass from Hamill, and it leads to a turnover.
And a surprisingly poor pass, as Birch was wide open, stretching towards the corner, and just a pass that was way behind her leads to a turnover for Lane that should not have happened.
Efferson trying to bring up the ball in the full court. Hounded by Hamill as she gets it across the key. Driving inside, pull up from the free throw line, extended jump shot, and she's able to knock it down. 17-15 as the press is quickly broken. Coming the other way, kicks it out to the perimeter, three-pointer for Birch, it won't go. Rebound on the interior, Mechanic able to clean up the mess, 19-15.
And one thing I'm noticing about Clark is that, Efferson has a really nice behind the back. She's been really loving to use it, and it's led to actually quite a bit of offense for Clark as she's able to get some separation off of it.
Pass is tipped, but Efferson cleans up the mess, is able to get it back to Amani Royster. But now a foul against Royster, an offensive foul, is a turnover for the Penguins. The Penguins have been littered by turnovers in the early going here. That's the 7th Penguin turnover. They actually are more successful than Lane in that category. Not what you expect, as the Titans unsuccessful on a triple. The throw up ahead from the Penguins. They have numbers, and the layup is good in transition. Spencer able to collect herself to make it 19-17. Titans running fast, skip to the perimeter. Shepley, extra pass all the way around the perimeter. There was a wide open woman. She missed her, and diving inside is Hamill to miss the layup. Wide open on the wing. She had Mechanic, but didn't want to pass it. Foul on the floor.
And Lane had multiple chances to get it to Mechanic there. It's not like Mechanic is that bad of a shooter. She's shooting 33% from beyond the arc this year. And, it's a surprising move to just not give her a chance from out there, especially when she's as open as she was.
And speaking of Mechanic, she just picked up that foul. In the bonus is the Penguins. So Finley is going to go shoot 2 from the line. Checking into the game, Olivia Pierzina checking in for the Titans, as well as Addie Malone. Morgan Cooper on the floor as well. She joins Sierra Shepley as well as Maddie Birch as the 5 for the Titans. The first free throw was airballed from Finley. Second one adjusted to get it in the basket. 19-18 the score, 20 seconds remaining in the first period. Birch had trouble handling the basketball. It allowed the Penguins to catch up in transition. Skip pass across as Pierzina is driving inside. Open on the perimeter. Shepley, a triple. No. Pierzina fighting for the rebound. Tried to tap it out. It's on the floor. Jump ball as time expires. So it's not going to matter whose basketball it was. Lane up 19-18 after the first quarter. It's a Lane lead, but not as high of a lead as you would expect, especially after these two teams faced off earlier this season. It was a huge Lane drubbing. But Clark, they're 2-1 in their last 3, despite being a team that's 3-8 in conference. They are playing their best basketball of the season right now.
And Clark obviously made a lot of adjustments since the last game these two have played against each other. And the key to Clark's success so far this game has been that full court press. And they've been playing an even more aggressive full court press than Lane has been playing so far today. They've been double, sometimes triple teaming the ball handler, and they've been aggressive not only from the halfway point, they've been aggressive the second that the inbound is coming in, and it has led to a number of turnovers, especially an extremely favorable position for Clark. We saw the run earlier in the quarter that brought them back when they were down 10-3. They were able to score, I think it was 7 or 8 points, all in one sequence. And that was due to not only just getting a number of turnovers on the side of the court, on that side of the court, but because they had wide open lanes, because Lane was shocked. They weren't in position. Clark was in position, and they've done a great job of getting that cutting player on the side of the basket, and that is how they've gotten most of their points so far today.
19-18 for the second quarter. Pierzina running the point for the Titans, driving downhill on the left side, not able to get the lefty scoop to go. The Penguins with a chance to take the lead in the second quarter. Efferson swings it to Finley. Aggressive were the Titans, but Finley is able to hold it with two hands. Driving left side, picks up her dribble out to the perimeter. A high arcing three-pointer won't fall from Spencer. Rebound finds its way to Malone. Driving on the left side, has an open woman on the perimeter. She gets it to Shepley, but it was too late. Shepley now trying to make something happen at the top of the key. Swings it back to Malone. Deep three-pointer. Off the back iron, no good. Fight for the rebound. It is grabbed by Lexi Crabtree. Throw all the way out in front. Spencer went up for it. There was a Titan there as well that got a fingertip on it, but Spencer touched it last. It's going to go to the Titans. Malone throws it out in front to Birch. Now Shepley on the left side, a three-pointer. Lightly contested, won't fall. Skying in for the rebound is Cooper, and she got hit in the air. Crashed hard, but gets up without a trace, but she was fouled. On the drive, it's going to be from the baseline on the inbound for Lane. Birch swings it around the perimeter. Cooper now in the corner with Pierzina up top. It's Shepley. Now Malone dancing at the top. Quick handle, gets the step, puts it up, and the foul. What a play from Addie Malone.
And Lane needed that, especially at this point. That's a really good play. Chance at a three-point play here. You know, she's been quite a solid free throw shooter, 70%, but that's one of the better free throw shooters on this team.
Addie Malone showing off the handle. Able to convert on the +1, makes it 22-18. A 4-point advantage for Lane. Efferson was hounded by two Titans, but a foul came on the floor. Malone, the one who's going to be called for the infraction. So it's going to be reset for the Penguins. Inbound to Efferson. It was a lazy inbound. Malone tried to take advantage, but Efferson quicker to the spot. Trying to get it across the timeline. Does to Finley, driving baseline, and a whistle's called. And a foul on the floor. It looks like it's going to go against Pierzina. Penguins going to inbound from the baseline. It's thrown in to the perimeter. Skipped out to the outside now. Driving and losing the handle is Efferson. Lane has numbers out in front. Pierzina trying to race to the hoop. And she's fouled as she goes to the bucket. Free throws coming up for Pierzina.
And Lane really having to push the tempo back at Clark. And it has started to work for Lane. And a lot of that is just because they need to be more secure as there is a timeout called.
Timeout called on the floor. Paul Cannon trying to talk things over. He's in his 4th season with this Clark Penguin team. And right now, the Clark Penguins, they are hanging with the Lane Titans, doing a tremendous job in terms of matching the aggressiveness of Lane. It's been the theme, but let's highlight some of the players that have been getting it done. Maggie Spencer right now, she has 8 points. She leads the way. She leads all scorers. She's 4 of 5 from the field, and Chloe Wright as well. She's been efficient when she's put up the shot. 4 points for her. Has not missed yet from the field. A really great job from those two in terms of keeping Clark in this ballgame.
And for Lane, the leading scorers are going to be Sarah Ball and Sierra Shepley with 6 and 5. And, you know, efficient shooting from Ball. Less so from Shepley, but that's due to a lot of threes that she's taken. Most of those actually really good shots, just not falling so far. If she continues to take them, I'd be shocked if they don't start falling soon.
And Clark winning the turnover battle.
Well, that's been their defense. It's either a turnover or it looks like an easy bucket.
First free throw good from Pierzina at the stripe. And to mention on Sarah Ball, we haven't seen her since she picked up her second foul early in the first quarter. She had an efficient and quick offense to start. Lane held a 10-3 lead, but Clark was able to come back with Ball out of the game. 23-18 after the trip is split at the stripe, and Finley quickly closed it to a three-point game as she goes to work on the left block to scoop the layup. 23-20, Shepley on the left side going baseline, picks up her dribble. Mid-range jump shot, Malone won't go.
And Lane had two open shooters on the wings and chose to pass to neither of them.
Finley doing it herself, driving inside, missed the first effort, second time won't go, fight for the rebound, and it's squeezed on the block by Cooper. There was a Titan on the floor that entire time, just trying not to get stepped on. A whistle now on the floor, and it's going to be Penguin basketball. Pass out to Efferson, extra pass, Finley for the tie. It's down. Finley wide open. Finley knocks it down. The Penguins have knotted it at 23 apiece. On the left side, Shepley swings it to the top. It's Cooper driving inside. Pass to the perimeter. Pierzina open triple. No. Rebound goes to the Penguins. Johnson able to come out with the board, swings it to Finley on the right side. Finley's been aggressive, gonna try to stay hot. It won't go. Offensive rebound for Cooper. For Spencer. At the top now, resetting the offense with Efferson. Efferson now going to screen and roll. Gets the pass on the inside, misses the first effort. Second shot won't go, and the rebound goes to Birch.
And Clark pulling back the defense a little there.
Birch going downhill out to the perimeter. Extra pass, open three. That's down. Morgan Cooper from dead away gives Lane the three-point advantage.
And Clark decided to completely pull back the defense there, and Lane dealt with it beautifully, getting an easy open triple.
Handoff on the left wing as Johnson's trying to dance. Kicks it back out to the perimeter. Crabtree with a backdoor cut and a wide open layup missed by Spencer. She was open under the hoop, had a beautiful cut and a beautiful pass as she tries to make up for her mistake. Cuts off the path of Cooper, taps it out of bounds. It's going to remain with the Titans. Substitutions on the floor as Malone is going to check out. It's going to be Pierzina, Birch, Shepley, Hamill, as well as Cooper, the five on the floor. And I don't think Malone was meant to check out as she immediately goes to the scorer's table. Ball tapped out of bounds as Malone, she was on the bench for about 2 seconds as now Pierzina's going to take a seat.
I don't even know if she sat down.
So Pierzina going to go to the bench. 26-23, 6:11 remaining in the period. Efferson going downhill, slows things up. She's defended closely by Hamill at the top. Pass tipped away, fight for the board. It's Cooper who's able to rip away the loose ball, and it's going to be Titan basketball. They're actually going to call it a jump. 26-23, 6 minutes remaining in the half. Thrown out in front as Malone has a step out to the perimeter. Birch takes the dribble, open three, won't go. Fight for the rebound, tipped out and corralled by Johnson. Blocking foul on the floor, going to go against Hamill.
A little bit of a surprising foul call there, but the ball is going to stay with Clark as they look to inbound.
Johnson trying to get it into the post. She does, but kicked out to the perimeter now to Finley. Dancing on the left side, goes to the middle of the floor. Open shooter, three-pointer, won't go. Fight for the board. It's corralled on the bottom of the basket by Maggie Spencer. She rolls it out to Finley. Driving inside, gets the step and the lay-in to go. It's a one-point game. Penguins trail.
Now That layup was wide open for Lane.
Throw out in front, and miscommunication. A very smart play by Shepley as she was able to throw it back off of Chloe Wright. It was a poor outlet pass out in front, and it was track speed that was able to keep it in as Shepley was able to save it. Sarah Ball going to come in for the first time since the first quarter. She subs in for Hamill. 2 fouls for Ball, so something to watch out for.
I think Ball can help them get some more points in the paint, as that could be a key for Lane moving forward in this game.
Birch gets it to Ball on the post, and quickly, I mean, you spoke it into existence. Ball able to kiss it off the window to give Lane a 3-point advantage, and Malone rips it away. Addie Malone out in front. 5-point advantage for the Titans, and I've seen the 2 best plays today come from Malone, a superstar in terms of the highlight reel. Finley going downhill, kicks it out perimeter, wide open 3 from Smith. It won't fall. Rebound tipped away from Malone, saved by the Penguins, and it's Spencer who's converting off the glass on the second effort. Malone out in front, Titans with numbers. Throws it up high in the air, but wasn't going to go down as she was found. Tripped to the stripe with a 3-point advantage, trying to make it more.
You know, Malone may be the shortest player out there, but man, she plays like she's the tallest player out there. Extremely aggressive play from her at all times, and it's going to lead to more free throws for her.
She has a tight handle. She has been able to control the ball well as the point guard for this team, as Efferson is going to check in for Finley for the Penguins.
And she's been really the only player who's been, you know, really good at dealing with this Clark Clark defense, as her tight handle has allowed her to still dribble through an extremely aggressive defense by Clark.
Split trip to the free throw line, as now it's going to be Madison Anderson who checks in for the Penguins. Haley Johnson takes a seat. Anderson able to inbound to Spencer, picked up in the full court. Dribbling through a bunch of Titans, wide open Penguin on the block. Birch is able to close quickly. Swung around the perimeter, Efferson resets at the top of the key. Driving left side, handoff to Wright. It finds its way to Smith on the left wing, spinning, gets it tipped away, and Efferson's right there to clean it up. Going downhill, open shooter on the right side. That one is down. Madison Anderson, hot off the bench, brings the Penguins back within 1. Lane has done such a great job of not allowing the Penguins to sniff a lead, and now it's going to go back to Malone in order to try to do it again. Reverse layup, blocked by Efferson, but Shepley's able to clean it up. Floater won't go. Third effort now as Titans have an extra chance. This time it's Ball with the mid-range jumper, and Sarah Ball just doesn't seem like she can miss. She is 5 of 6 from the floor. She has 10 points. Anderson driving inside, throws it right to Malone, behind the back to get out in transition. Pass across the lane to Ball, puts it up, and the foul. And again, it's Malone showing off the handle in order to get that play working, as she gave the Titans numbers in transition, juking out one of the Penguins and dishing it off the ball for free throws.
And Malone has been the absolute key for Lane so far today against this Clark defense. She's been the best at dealing with it. And she's been great on defense too, getting a lot of steals for Lane. But the way she's been able to run the offense since she's been out on the floor has really let Lane keep a lead. But I'm sure Lane really wants to have more of a lead than this, especially after what they were able to do last time they played Clark.
Split trip at the line as Ball made the first, missed the second. Smith is able to grab the rebound. Finley off the bench, back running the point. Kicks it to the perimeter, Anderson. Looking for some help. She resets with Efferson at the top. Dancing with Malone, kicks it out to the perimeter. Now Finley on the left side, trying to drive to the interior, make it a step back. Three-pointer won't go, fight for the rebound. And it's Birch who cleans it up. Titans with numbers on the left side out in front. Birch doesn't find him as Malone is going to reset the offense. Shakes the defender out of her shoes, kicks it out to Birch, driving downhill, has a step, extra pass to the perimeter. Shepley's three is good. 37-30, and the Titans have ballooned a lead.
And Shepley, if you can believe this, on the season, she is shooting 52% from beyond the arc.
That's a sniper. Finley trying to get in that category as she answers with a 3 of her own. Back within 4 are the Penguins. Malone making a 3-point parade as Addie Malone knocks down a triple. Back-to-back-to-back threes, 2 for Lane and 1 for the Penguins. 2 minutes remaining in the half. Everson gets it across the timeline. Malone defending. Now it's Finley. Free throw line, dishes the extra pass. Wide open on the block was Chloe Wright to make it a 5-point advantage for Lane. A foul to Sarah Ball as the full court press got too aggressive. It's going to be Lane in the bonus, so free throws coming up for Ball.
And you know, Addie Malone, someone who has not started a game for the Titans this season, has been the absolute key to their lead so far this game.
And she didn't start today either, but she has been a key player off the bench for this Titans team all season. She plays about 20 minutes a game. She averages 12 points per game as Ball knocks down the first.
But I think the point trying to be made is that she's much more important than even those numbers would suggest, especially today.
Incredibly important all around is Addie Malone, as it's a 6-point advantage as Ball splits him again. Wide open on the perimeter is Smith. Open triple. That was well too strong. Birch able to grab the bouncing rebound. Has it ripped away from her, and now out in front is Spencer, who was fouled to prevent her from going in transition. Cooper, the one who was called for the foul. 80 seconds remaining in the first half. Spencer running the point, feeds it inside Efferson, a big body on the interior, able to convert. She just took it away from Malone, snatched it off the top of her head. And that's all due to the height. Malone trying to pass it to Birch, missed a 3. Shepley able to corral the offensive board. Extra pass Malone, her 3-pointer, it's down. Addie Malone is on fire. She's tied for the team lead with 12 points. 45 seconds remaining as the entry pass into Everson wasn't there. Spencer left it too far out in front. It was tapped out of bounds, and it's going to be Titan ball. Full court press coming for the Penguins. Running the point is Cooper, and a whistle's called. A foul on the floor. It goes against Spencer. Titans still in the bonus, and the Penguins, they have been aggressive. It's helped them, but right now it's hurting them as they're sending Lane to the charity stripe. First free throw is good from Cooper.
And the key to Lane recently is that they've really stopped turning the ball over to that aggressive full court press of Clark. And if you can get by that initial period where there's a high chance of a turnover, it's not that bad of a defense to deal with.
Mid-range jump shot no good as it's Birch who controls the rebound. Cooper running the point. She was perfect at the stripe in that last trip. Trying to spin her way to the interior. 20 seconds remaining in the half. Shot clock turned off. Malone at the top of the key. Trying to hold for the last shot. Gets to Birch on the left side. 7 seconds to shoot. Goes left side, gets the step in the lane, whistle called, she draws the foul, gonna shoot free throws.
And a good aggressive play right there off of the screen set by Ball. Saw Lane to the basket, took it, got fouled, 2 shots.
First one is good from Birch. Chloe Wright, the one called for the Penguin foul. It makes it an 11-point lead as Birch was perfect. It's the first double-digit lead of the game for either side. 2 seconds to shoot. Finley at the horn puts it up, and it was off the mark. Lane in a battle in the first half, but they were able to stretch it by the end of the period. 48-37 as we trot into the half, and it was behind a dual effort Addie Malone, Sarah Ball, highlight players for the Titans in that first half, were able to get it done. Malone, as well as Ball, well over their average for the season. Ball, she averages 5.5 points per game. She has 12 already. And then Malone, she averages 12. She's matched that in the first half.
And I mean, it's been a great job from Lane, especially towards the end of the second quarter. And, you know, the question is this due to the fatigue of Clark playing that extremely aggressive full court defense, or is it an evolution from Lane really being better at dealing with that full court press where they really, really struggled, after 2 minutes into the game?
We have a 15-minute break. Take a break, get a snack, but join us for the second half on the Lane YouTube live stream. It's a good one here at LCC. Welcome back onto the campus of Lane Community College. The Titans hold an 11-point advantage over the Penguins after the first half. It was a lot closer than 11 points. It was pretty much within 5 for the entire first half. Lane was able to go on a little bit of a run late to extend the lead to double digits, but the Penguins certainly have something to say about it. Clark playing their best basketball all season, and they're doing it against the number 1 team in the NWAC. We're back and ready for this second half. Inbounding it is Haley Johnson. She gets it to China Finley. They're 2 of the 5 that are going to start out this half on the floor for the Penguins. Finley had a step downhill but lost the handle. It's stolen away by Mechanic. Outside, Birch hands it off to Mechanic up top. Driving left side, has a lane, misses the layup, and the rebound goes to Efferson, who threw it away. It's stolen by Hamill. Birch now at the top, resets with Cooper on the right wing. Now it's Mechanic trying to find a lane out to the perimeter, driving inside, hanging, scooping, not scoring. That was Hamill, and the rebound goes to Efferson. 11-point advantage, Finley at the top of the key. Haley Johnson, China Finley, Chloe Wright, as well as Maggie Spencer, and Nariah Efferson on the floor, as Efferson not able to convert on a three-pointer. Air ball is ball, cleans up the rebound. Cooper swings to Mechanic, extra pass, Birch wide open for 3. That's down. That's just great offense. Wide open was Mechanic. An extra pass to an even more open Birch. As this pass tipped out of bounds, it's going to remain with the Penguins.
And Birch, a 36% three-point shooter, so anytime they can get it out to her, especially from the top there, they are going to take that chance.
Inbound to right, kicks it back out to the inbounder. It's Spencer who misses the 3. It was a great look, but just didn't go down. On the right side, Mechanic probing her way inside. Resets with Birch on the perimeter. She's going to drive, hangs in the air, kicks to the baseline. Hot potato all around the perimeter as Mechanic finds a lane and finds a scoop reverse. 53-37. And the Penguins missed a wide open outlet pass as Wright was streaking open down the court and no Titan picked her up. But the Titans were able to recognize it before the Penguins were. Deep jump shot missed from Spencer. The Penguins still yet to score in the half. On the right side, it's Cooper with Mechanic up top, looking for a screen by Ball, going downhill to the perimeter, open trip. Oh, no. Offensive rebound. Cooper skies for the extra effort. Now it's Birch. Underhand toss to reset the offense to Mechanic at the top. Screen from Ball. Mechanic uses it. Pick and roll. Ball wide open down low. Wasn't able to convert on the layup. Rebound tipped out. And now streaking up the court is Spencer. Throws it out to Finley. Far too far. China Finley would have needed some elite level speed to track that one down. A poor pass and a turnover as the first 2 minutes and 40 seconds of the half scoreless for Clark. That leads to an early timeout from Paul Cannon.
And Clark has really started out this second half by just taking bad shots and just settling for bad shots. They really haven't made a ton of passes, and when they have, they just haven't taken good shots out of them. They haven't taken any in the paint. They've all been either heavily contested threes or heavily contested deep mid-ranges. It's really not the shots you want to be taking, especially after where Clark had been successful in the first half, was really hitting that open cutter behind the basket. And in the second half so far, they haven't driven to the basket that much. And that's really hurt their offensive production here so far.
Wayne finding a little bit of the magic that they've had all season. They struggled for the first time in really a long time in this first half, and they've got themselves back up on their horse. A 16-point advantage over Clark, where that was not the case. That was not the case for a majority of the first half. And actually, if you look at it, with a minute remaining in that first half, it was a 4-point game.
Well, it's definitely been a complete turnaround for Lane, and it's been a change in defense for Clark that has led to a lot of it. They've been less aggressive, but they're back to being aggressive right here.
A 12-point run in the last 3 minutes and 40 seconds combined for Lane. Make it a 15-point run as that three-pointer goes down for Shepley. 56-37, the Titans have found a spark as Shepley steals the pass on the press, finds a wide open Bella Hamill under the hoop for 2 points.
And that shot from Shepley earlier, really impressive, taking that pull up off the dribble three-pointer.
Make it a 17-0 run now. Efferson on the baseline, skip pass stolen. Cooper able to get in the passing lane. It's going to be a race to the hoop. She puts it up off the glass. Didn't get the bucket to go, but will have free throws.
And it has been a completely different Lane team since the end of that second quarter. I don't know if it's adjustment in coaching, but their defense has played a lot better. Their offense has been a lot better, and that's working off of those turnovers caused by the defense that they were not getting earlier in this game.
Cooper. 2 chances at the charity stripe. She's a 74% free throw shooter on the season. Converts the first. 59-37. Not able to make the second. An 18-0 Titan run. Johnson dribbles through, gets it to Smith. Open shooter on the perimeter, except she didn't shoot. Maggie Spencer had an open shot, decided to walk instead. A turnover for the Penguins. In the backcourt, bringing up the ball is Mechanic. Shepley gonna take a three. She is red hot from outside. She is a knockdown three-point shooter. She started off the day 0 for 2, and it doesn't seem like she has missed since. She's now 4 of 8 from the perimeter. She has 14 points.
And those last 2 threes she's taken are not easy shots to make, yet she's hit both of them. Expect more.
A 21-0 run for the Titans, and the Penguins just missed a wide open opportunity. Wright was wide open on the block, couldn't convert, as now it's Birch who misses a three. Out in front, it's now Wright in a one-on-one transition, finds a trailer, extra pass, tipped away by Cooper, stolen by Mechanic. The Titans have numbers once again. Mechanic's gonna slow things down, finds Shepley. Driving, probing, swings it to the perimeter, back to Mechanic. The Titans now in their half-court set. Pick and roll as going downhill was Hamill. The pass not there. And a foul is going to come on the floor. Titans are going to inbound from the baseline. Bounce pass into the block. Hamill couldn't convert. A nice pass by Mechanic to try to get an easy look, but it just didn't go. Spencer dished it into Wright, going downhill, and that finally halts the run. It was 21-0, the run dating all the way back to a minute left in the first half. That's the first basket for Clark in a long time, as Shepley not able to convert on the three. Finley working the other way. Out to the perimeter. This three-pointer from Spencer, far too strong. That never had a chance.
And Clark's been most successful when they've been near the basket, and they just have not been near the basket here in the second half.
Deep mid-range jumper, knocked down. Hamill able to convert, 64-39. Titans out in front. The Penguins, they need a lot of help because the Penguins are not converting on the offensive end, and the Penguins are allowing for Lane to convert on the defensive end. Logan, if you are the Penguins, what do you do to get back in this ball game? A ball game that was incredibly competitive in the first half.
Well, I mean, a lot of Clark's success early on was really almost shocking Lane with such an aggressive defensive approach. As the game goes on, you get fatigued. Your best players get fatigued. It is so much harder to keep up with that aggressive of a defense, especially when Lane has done so much of a better job dealing with it. You know, the Clark Penguins really need to attack on those inbounds passes. That's where they got so much success, especially early in that first half, was really stealing away those inbounds. And I haven't seen nearly the aggression from Clark when it comes to those inbound passes, whether that's due to fatigue, whether that's due to a slight change in game plan. Clark really needs to go back to what they were doing in that first half, especially early on. The question is, are they able to keep up that aggression, as it can be so exhausting, as we're already halfway through the third quarter here.
Well, the problem for the Penguins is that they were leading in the turnover battle for a large majority of that first half. You mentioned that press. It worked incredibly well. Right now, the Penguins trail the Titans 19-12 in terms of the turnover battle. If you are Paul Cannon, coach of the Penguins, that is what you need to clean up. It's taking care of the basketball, as again, they're going to have to face this full court press from the Titans, as it's Maggie Spencer who loses the handle. Shepley first to the spot, dives on the floor, jump ball called. And that wasn't even tipped away. Spencer just lost the handle and then nonchalantly was going after the ball. Shepley saw an opportunity and said, I want it. Possession arrow pointed the way of the Titans. Is going to be Lane basketball. 64-39 the score, and Lane is able to force another turnover. That's the 20th of the game for the Penguins.
Well, that's a lot of turnovers, and we're not even, all the way done with this game. Like halfway through the third quarter.
Mechanic going downhill out to the perimeter. It's Malone off the bench trying to dance, finding ball inside, but the pass is tipped away, out of bounds, going to remain with Lane. An aggressive pass from Malone, and it was swatted out of bounds. Titans lucky to get it back.
Well, that aggressive pass has been working really well for Lane, especially when it's going to Sarah Ball, who it was going to there. And I don't hate that pass there. It was just very well defended.
Malone, step back, three-pointer. That is down. A pure stroke from Addie Malone. She has 15 points.
And her first made basket since that second quarter, where she was fantastic.
Finley dribbled it off her foot, and it careens out of bounds. Last touch by a Titan. 67-39, Lane in front. It's a 28-point Lane advantage. It's not something I expected to see this early in the third quarter, especially considering how competitive that first half was. Wright dribbles to the mid-range and pulls up for the jumper. Able to convert. 67-41 the score. Mechanic out in front. Skip pass to a wide open Malone on the perimeter. Is she hot? No, she's not. It's tipped out of bounds, and it's going to remain. Actually, it's going to flip possession over to the Penguins. It was a great pass to find Addie Malone wide open, and you can't make all of them.
No, you cannot. But if you could, she would have made that one easily.
Wright has it slipped through her fingers. She was open on the block, and it goes through her hands out of bounds. Another turnover for the Penguins. Substitution for the Penguins. Checking out is Haley Johnson, as it's Hannah Clowes who comes in. 3:21 remaining in the quarter. Driving downhill is Mechanic, puts it off the glass and is fouled. Shot no good, but the Penguins convert another infraction. Fouls and turnovers are really the theme of this game. Clark was winning in the fouls and the turnover battle for a majority of the first half. Then Lane started to get even in those categories, and now it's Lane who is significantly gapping the Penguins in those statistics. When you look at the fouls, it's 16-9 in the foul category in favor of Lane. They have fewer. And then turnovers 21-12 in favor of Lane, who has fewer.
And it seemed like early on Clark was running away with both of those battles, especially you look early in the first quarter. But since then, it has been all Lane.
69-41 after the trip to the stripe. Finley trying to dribble through a double team in the full court. She's able to get it across the timeline, kicks it to the perimeter. Bounce pass inside, right spinning out to Finley. Gonna drive to the middle. Scoop shot won't go. Rebound finds its way to Mechanic. Up in front, Sarah Ball running the floor in transition. And Sarah Ball has been fantastic. in this game. She has 14 points, and despite the early foul trouble, has been able to be incredibly effective whenever she's put up shots. Now on the floor, Mechanics chips it away. The ball's stolen by Hamill. Out in front, Shepley under the hoop, and the Titans are running a track meet.
And that's what Lane loves to do. That's when they're at their best, when they can get those turnovers and get easy baskets off of them.
Finley on the left wing. Defended by Malone. Going downhill, stepping back, trying to dance, kicks it out to the perimeter. Now it's Wright who swings it into the corner. Spencer gets to the free throw line, steps back, mid-range jumper, airballs everything. Offensive rebound goes to Clark. But the ball never hit the rim, and the Penguins never put up a shot, and that leads to a shot clock violation. Morgan Cooper going to come in for Kendry Mechanic. On the right side, it's Malone who gets it over to Shepley, driving inside, scoop layup, blocked away, and Wright was able to reject it. But they're calling it out of bounds on the Titans. That was a clear block to me underneath the hoop.
As the coach saying, it doesn't take that angle by itself.
Greg Shealy making me crack up here. Timeout on the floors. There was a whistle. It's going to just be a new inbounds. No foul was called. On the left side, the basketball finds its way to Klaus. Top of the key, traveled. 90 seconds remaining in the third quarter, 73-41 the score.
And traveling has actually been quite a bit of a problem for the Clark Penguins. As they've had it happen a number of times for them, a surprising number of times.
Malone gets a step, hangs in the air, not able to convert, but Ball's able to clean it up. And the combination of Malone and Ball has been fantastic. Adam Shepley in the mix, and you've got a dynamic three-headed monster. The Penguins out in front, kick it into the corner, and that is a deep three from Alexa Smith, who's able to convert. The Penguins now doubling the Titans in terms of turnovers, 24-12. Shepley a three, that's too strong. Finley with the rebound, she has a lane out in front, but she's slowing things up. Didn't find a cutter. It was Wright who was right in the middle of the lane, wide open, but Finley didn't find her. Now Wright has it at the top of the key. Dribbles right side, hands it off to Spencer, who's going to dish to Wright. Open in the corner. It's Smith, a three. That's good. Back-to-back triples for Alexa Smith. 75-47 the score. Cooper gets it to Malone, thinks about it, gets a step, kicks it out, three-pointer. That's no good. Fight for the rebound. Shepley's able to just slide in undetected, get the rebound. Malone, she's not able to convert on the three-pointer, but the Titans are all over the boards. Shepley trying to feed it inside. She can't. 3 seconds to shoot. Driving inside, scooping it up. It won't go. Ball the second effort. Not in time, as Lane had so many opportunities on that last possession, weren't able to convert, but I'm sure that they're not too broken up about it. 75-47 after the third quarter, and what a third quarter it was. 27-10 was the differential in that quarter. They outscored Clark by 17 points. If you're the Penguins, you just gave up 27 points in a quarter. You just scored only 10. It looked like a competitive game, but it has quickly become one that has gotten out of hand quickly for the Penguins.
And, you know, if you're Clark, you're lucky it wasn't worse, is they really had only scored 4 points for most of the quarter until right at the end there. And they had Alexa Smith hit a couple of corner threes. But if you're Clark, this game is pretty much out of hand at this point. And what looked like a really promising start for them really just devolved after Lane was really able to exploit that defense, and Clark really seeing the downfalls of a full court press as anytime you can get it past half court, Lane has gotten an open shot against that defense. If you're Clark, at this point, do you try a new defense, or do you see if you can rekindle that initial success from the full court press?
Well, it's basically like Lane has been running in transition this entire time, because whenever they break the press, they have the numbers, and they've also been forcing a ton of turnovers. As to start off the quarter, it's an open shot, but it doesn't go down for Klaus, as running the point is Shepley now. Shepley gets it out. Hamel diving downhill, kicks it out to the perimeter. It's Cooper going baseline, picks it up, back out to Hamel. Screen coming from Ball. Hamel steps back. Crossover inside, hangs in the air, doesn't get it to go. Rebound finds its way to Efferson. Tries the go-ahead pass in front. It's converted, but the bucket never comes. Resetting the offense up top, it's Klaus. Now Smith gets it to Efferson. 9 minutes remaining in the game. Efferson swings it to the right side. Deep three-pointer from the logo. And Alexa Smith is hot. That might be a way to get back in the game. Just give it to her every time. She's 3 of 3 from deep in her last 3 attempts.
And that's been their only offense as of the second half. Has really only been Alexa Smith.
Shepley feeds it inside to Ball. Spinning. Not able to convert on the baby hook. 25-point advantage for Lane as Malone tips away the lead pass. Penguins going to have to reset. Coming in for the Titans, it's Birch as well as Makinich. Shepley checks out, as well as Cooper in the corner. Smith, that one wouldn't go. She's not perfect. Birch swings it out in front to Makinich. Makinich gets it back to Birch, driving inside, picks up the dribble. Ball, free throw line, dishes to Malone, wide open under the hoop, and Malone able to put it off the window and in. And, I mean, the Penguins' kryptonite, it has been Addie Malone today. I mean, if you can really even credit it to one player, Malone has 17 points. And this pass tipped away. It's stolen at the top of the key. Malone out in front, and Addie Malone continues to slice and dice her way inside.
Well, it's really been a team effort for Lane, especially team defense. Getting those turnovers, getting those steals has been the key.
Deep three-pointer. Smith missed everything. Rebound finds its way to Makinich. 79-50 the score as it's kicked down, top of the key. Hamel 3, it won't go. Fight for the rebound, and Spencer is able to walk away with it. Bounce pass to the baseline, right. Mid-range jump shot. Not strong enough. Ball comes away with the rebound. Gonna try to go coast to coast by herself, puts it up. And Sarah Ball, she doesn't need an outlet pass. She can do it all by her lonesome. Ball has been deadly on the interior. She averages just over 5 points per game. Her total certainly to increase now as a jump ball called on the floor as Hamel got in the mix with Crabtree on the post. Shepley going to check into the game. Anderson is going to check in for Clark. 81-50. That jump ball results in a Titan basketball. 19 points for Addie Malone, 18 points for Sarah Ball, 16 points for Sierra Shepley. Birch gets it out to the perimeter. It's Makinich. Back out to Birch. Going to try to go baseline. Her path cut off. Loses the handle. Now she's doubled. Able to find the outlet. Makinich going downhill. Gets bumped. Tries to get it to the corner. And she threw it away.
It was a good idea trying to get rid of it. The pass just did not go where she wanted. There was a player behind her. Just did not go where she wanted it to go.
On the right wing, it swung all the way around. And the pass to the post, tipped away by Crabtree. Open three-pointer, won't go down, fight for the rebound. It's Ball who rips it away, and a foul called as someone for Clark got their hands in there.
And there's a difference from the previous quarter. This is Clark's first team foul of the quarter.
Shepley gets it ripped away, tapped out of bounds, and it's going to remain with the Titans. Spencer doesn't agree. Shepley, bounce pass into Malone. Inside, it finds Ball spinning, puts it up. It won't go. Just under 6 minutes remaining in the game. Deep three-pointer for the Penguins. It won't fall as Royster tried to jack it up. Out in front, Ball puts it off the glass. That's in, and Sarah Ball doing Sarah Ball things. She has 20 points, 9 rebounds. It's a double-double watch for Sarah Ball. She averages 5 and 5 on the season. Going downhill, off the glass, it won't fall for Efferson. Out in front, it's Malone this time. Reverse layup in transition. And here comes Malone the other way. I mean, the defense lacking for the Penguins. Efferson puts up a triple and misses everything. Rebound finds its way to Makinich. Skip pass to Birch, top of the key, puts up a triple off the glass, won't go. Rebound finds its way to Royster. Out in front on the left block, spinning, putting it up. It won't fall for Madison Anderson. Rebound somehow gets into the hands of Makinich. Goes behind the back, finds some room, kicks it out to Shepley, thinks about a shot, won't take it. Makinich looking for a screen. She's going to use the one from Ball, gets a step, and is fouled. Timeout on the floor, and when they come back from the timeout, it's going to be a new player on the floor for Lane. And Logan, we've talked about the trio. It's Malone, Ball, Shepley. They just haven't been able to be stopped. How have they been able to do it?
Well, it's really been the defense and the turnover game, and it's really been Lane's ability to not only get those turnovers, but to turn those turnovers into quick shots. And those quick shots have usually come under the basket for Lane. And, really here, especially in this fourth quarter, a lot of those shots have gone to someone like Addie Malone. That's how they've had the success recently. Earlier in this game, it was really Addie Malone being the first Lane player to really be able to deal with that press, extremely aggressive press defense from Clark. And when she broke that wide open, it was a completely different game for Lane. And that is why Lane now has a 35-point lead when earlier in this game it was tight.
Yeah, this game got out of hand quickly. It got out of hand really, really quickly. And, you're not the number one team in the NWAC if you're not able to put teams to bed. And Lane, they know how to put teams to sleep. And right now they're doing it. 21-0 overall, 11-0 in conference play. They have won 20 out of their 21 games this season by 20-plus points. The only one that was within single digits against number 2, Clackamas. So I think that they're doing a pretty good job in terms of putting teams to bed this season. Kaylin Day on the floor for the first time in this game. Three-pointer from Shepley, that won't go. Day fighting for the rebound. She rips it away by herself, fighting through 4 Penguins, but she stepped on the end line. That was a great effort by Day coming right off the bench, but she was not able to convert. To the perimeter. The ball finds its way to Anderson. This time it's a three-pointer put up. It won't fall. Makinich walks away with the rebound. She's going a dribble drive inside. Kicks it out Malone. Extra pass, three-pointer. It's down for Birch. Maddie Birch quietly has had a really strong day. Now 12 points and 9 rebounds for her, making her presence known.
You know, Birch, not usually known to be that great of a rebounder, only averaging 3 a game. Today, though, she's been great. And a lot of those rebounds have come off of, you know, balls where nobody goes up and grabs it, hits the floor, and somebody has to grab it. And today, it's been a lot of Maddie Birch grabbing those.
Olivia Pierzina into the game, as well as Arlie Sorensen for the Titans. So it's Shepley and Malone who join them on the floor along with Day. On the right side, swung around the perimeter, making in the left corner now. Finley up top. She's going to jack up a 3. That's good for Finley. She has the most points for the Penguins, 14 for her. And for the Penguins, it might not show up in the stat sheet, but I think this is a better showing than the first time these two teams played, where it was 99-45. As Pierzina puts it up and won't fall. Fight for the rebound is won by the Penguins. Monty Royster walks away with it, gets it to the baseline on the right side, swung around the perimeter once again. This time it's on the left side, driving inside with Johnson, puts up a floater, short. Rebound is won by Crabtree. Kicks it back out, three-pointer. It won't go because he traveled before the shot from Haley Johnson.
And yet another travel for the Clark Penguins.
26 Penguin turnovers today.
And a number of those have been specifically off of travels. It's been a huge issue for Clark.
37 points off of turnovers for Lane today.
Well, that explains the whole game right there.
Malone, mid-range pull-up. It won't go. Fight for the rebound under the hoop. Somehow, it's Kaylin Day who walks away with the basketball. That's been the second time where there have been about 4 Penguins under the basket, and none of the Penguins have gotten the ball. It's been Day who has just ripped it away.
And she just checked into the game for her first minutes today, and you know what? They've been quite successful for her.
In the post, Sorensen, she just checked in, and she makes the Penguins pay. She wins in the post and makes it a 90-53 advantage for the Titans. Another Penguin turnover as Finley loses the handle. Out in front, it's Malone. Out in front of all of the Clark Penguins, and she puts it off the glass for 2. 92-53 the score, 2:15 remaining in the game.
And Addie Malone's just been too fast streaking down the court for Clark to catch up to.
23 Malone points. Finley, wide open three-pointer, dead away. That's good. And Finley, she's now 4 of 8 from 3. She is the most effective Penguin so far today. 26% has been the Penguins' three-point shooting percentage. And so Finley doing a great job in order to keep that at least a little bit afloat, as now it's going to be 2 free throws from Malone as she drove inside and was hacked by a Penguin on the interior. Madison Anderson checks in for the Penguins as Finley takes a seat. Malone sinks the first free throw. 93-56 the score. Make it 94 with the second free throw. On the right side, the basketball finds Royster inside the post, put up the shot, and it's off the glass and in for Crabtree. Inside, fouled is Sorensen. 90 seconds remaining, 94 points for the Titans. They've had 5 100-point games this season. Looking for their 6th. One of those came against the U of O club team. Sorensen able to convert on the first free throw at the stripe. Make it 2 for 2 at the charity line. 96-58 with 90 seconds left to play.
as the ref and a head coach for Lane, Greg Sheely, having a little bit of an argument over a foul call.
Skip pass across, and it finds its way to Royster on the left side. Now driving inside is Anderson. She gets it out into the post as Crabtree tries to put up the shot and is fouled on the inside by Sorensen. 95-58, 62 seconds remaining, and free throws coming up. It's the first foul of the period for Lane. First free throw somehow finds the friendly bounce. Clark looking for 60. And again, off the heel of the rim, high arcer in the air is able to find its way down to the charity stripe. 95-60, under a minute left to play. In the post, kicks it out to a shooter, three-pointer, it won't go. Fight for the rebound is won by the Penguins. Crabtree threw it to Malone, and now Malone's going to slow things down. 40 seconds remaining. Malone going downhill, kicks it out, three-pointer, Shepley. It's good, but a travel before the shot by Shepley. And I think that's pretty much the nail in the coffin for the 100 mark. If you are Lane, 37 seconds remaining, 95 points for the Titans, 60 for the Penguins.
You know, if you could say one positive for Clark here, they only scored 45 last time they played Lane. They scored 60 today.
I thought it was a very good first half for the Penguins. They really competed with the Titans for a majority of that half. And, you know, Lane, they were tested, and they quickly rose to the challenge as the Penguins proved no match in the second half. As inside, Day puts up the shot. It won't fall. Tipped out of bounds. Going to be Penguin basketball. 8.1 remaining. And actually, it looks like it's going to be Titan basketball. Lane thought it was going to be Penguin ball. I thought it was going to be Penguin ball, but is going to watch her teammate Shea Skinner dribble it out, and it's 95-60, the win for the Titans. It wasn't quite the margin that they had the first time that they played against this team, but they didn't need it. A great second half for Lane. Put their foots right on the throat of the Penguins, and they never looked back. Leading scorers for Lane, Addie Malone with 25. She was terrific. Sarah Ball just short of a double-double, 20 and 9. A great performance for her. Sierra Shepley, she had 16.7 rebounds. She was 4 of 11 from deep. And Maddie Birch, 12 points, 9 rebounds in her own right. Talk about the Lane contributors. How they really put it to the Penguins.
Well, you know, the biggest game changer, and I mean that in quite a literal sense, was Addie Malone for the Titans. You know, early on, it was a huge struggle for Lane to really deal with the Clark defense in any way, shape, and form. The first player smart enough passing, and after she was able to start exploiting the Clark Penguins, it ballooned from there, and that is why Lane was able to come out with such a dominant win.
Well, Titans beat the Penguins 95-60. We have to step away, but don't go anywhere. Men's basketball coming up in 20 minutes. I actually have to run. Knight Uretsky, you know him well. He'll be on the call. Penguins versus Titans men's basketball coming up on the other side of this break.